count.
No way there's a mando.
We've got a beautiful par 4. No mandos on the hole. Hole 10 out here at Weapon Station. Sign says 439 feet.
It's down there. There's an entrance. You go way down that way. All right, so here we have Eric stepping up, flexing out of probably mid-range, I'd assume, and gets it just a little bit past the opening of the tunnel. And we have Alex, who he always tries to beam into the woods, so he says this is a better one. He said, we'll see how it plays out. So we'll find out here soon. Here I am throwing my Zhang. I yank a little bit too far to the right, so I don't get it quite to the entrance like I wanted. It just held up too much, but the overstability brought it back to a decent spot. Road. And there's Shannon delivering a Great great shot, skipping it off the cart path. And yep, here we go. Alex is going to take a trek through the woods there. Shannon pitching up to the entrance of the thing, and I am going to try to tomahawk my way through to the fairway as well. And Eric with a good forehand, or a 5-foot forehand, as it were. Then he'll just step up and have a pretty decent one. It gets pretty far up the fairway, which he wanted to do in the first place to save his par. Then now it'll be looking like a long shot to save his par. Shannon puts it back onto the fairway. That way she'll have a decent attempt at the basket. He's told me to come over and watch him throw this shot, and yeah, another tree. Shannon pitching up some more, and then Alex is gonna another attempt to go through the woods and chop down. Here we go. I put it right down the fairway and parked up next to the basket. So I'll have an easy tap in par. Here's Eric's par putt. Eric, don't miss putts. A decent bid, but came up a little short. This is for his, yes, that was for his par, I believe. So he's still got some work left to do. And then Shannon up there, pretty decent. For his bogey, spits it out. We can edit that. That was
Unfortunate.
on edit.
So everybody's tapping in their bogeys and double bogeys, and I'm tapping in an easy par. So there's a stroke back on Eric. We'll see what happens.
So close, dude.
You got my birdie on that, right?
Hey. All right, that was a struggle, but hole 11, all we gotta do is get it down this gap, and it's way to the right into the woods. This sign is oddly inaccurate. I'm gonna go day, so it's really soft. I'm gonna get it skip, hopefully get close.
Yeah, so hole 11 is not that long, but that cart path OB and all the wind and just how far it is deep into the woods to the right makes this difficult to get. In fact, I've never gotten it before today. So hopefully that shot will be pretty good. We'll see. Everybody else getting some decent shots. Shannon gets a good kick out.
Oh, yeah.
Lands in the middle of the fairway. Eric put his pretty far. And then Alex is going to have a another really good shot. So we'll see where everybody's approach is up here. Shannon to the now. See, the basket is kind of to the right of where she lands. So it's pretty deep in there. Eric went long, and he gives it a run-ish, but at least have an easy tap in par. Alex just a little bit off to the right. Shannon clanks into that bogey band. You hate that sound. Here's my birdie attempt. Like I said, I haven't gotten this one, so I'm pretty nervous stepping up here. But I was able to sink it in, so that felt great. My first time ever birdieing. And Eric tries to give me a fist bump, but not for the first time you birdie a hole. You gotta get that hug in, okay? Vastly important.
It's my first getting it.
Everybody else is gonna be tapping in.
And that's a stroke for out of play. Got him. Hit band, then cage. Wise putting hard. You know what y'all need? Some disc dots. Alright, hole 12. You can throw it up through here. My backhand.
kind of level with that grouping of trees there to the left. Or
If you're a lefty, you can also throw a backhand. Take the wide route.
it's a little bit wider, but it's all right. It's not. It's pretty open. Do whatever you want this hole. So I'm gonna throw my Zhang down the right on a backhand. Hit the perfect line. What I'm always looking for. I just hit it a little too hard, but I will have a decent birdie putt.
Go over 'em then.
Yeah, do it. Live your life. That wind's only perfect for dropping. Yes, glad I backed Eric off there. That guy was taking himself a little minute, so Eric was debating just throwing over his head. He would have cleared him, but it's always nice to not throw over somebody's head. And then Alex sends one skying up. Sorry about that. I had no idea where it went. And then Shannon has a really nice drive
That's a
here.
great shot.
She bombs one out. She's maybe about pin high, just a little far off to the left, but there's nothing wrong with that. Here comes Alex through the woods and gets in the hole, but he'll have an easy tap in par. Shannon will tap that in. And here's my birdie putt. And I make it a little high, but hey, it went in. Catches are catches. So that's a birdie, another birdie, 2 in a row for me. And there's Eric
Didn't believe
tapping
you,
in
Eric.
his, slapping
All right,
it.
we got hole was 13, just right there, about 200 feet. It's on an island green, the size of the circle, with these trees for you to hit through. It's not a man if there's nowhere else to go.
And I'm throwing my Gui here, just straight at the basket, a little bit to the right, let it fade in. Oh, it went right over. That was close. So I'll have a little long one, and Eric is just going to skip his shot right up on underneath the basket again. Didn't give any chance for an ace, but hey, he has easy tap in birdie. Alex turns his over a lot. We don't really know how it got back, but you'll see that he actually does stay in bounds. And then because I said that there's nowhere else to go, he had to prove that he could get a disc into the circle by going to the right of the trees. So he's throwing what is that? I think it was a buzz. He just forehanded, and he does. You might not be able to see it, but he made circle with that. Whatever. Shannon didn't quite make the circle, so she had to go to a drop zone.
Good job.
She pitches up.
Barely snuck
Like I
into
said,
the
there's a rope in the middle there, and he was right on top of it, about half and half. So he was in bounds, and so this is for his birdie, which he almost converts. So now here's me stepping up, and there we go. There's a turkey for me on this back nine. Really coming to life here, making a run. And then there's Eric, of course, just tapping in his easy bird.
All right, hole 14. It's just a wide open shot, but it goes back into the woods at about like 380 feet or so. Let's see it.
Throwing my favorite disc, the twin sword. Just give it some hyzer so that way it'll just fade on in. And this is a perfect shot. It goes right into the gap that you want to hit, and that'll be parked up there for an easy birdie. Eric's throwing his forehand as a lefty, but he gets it a little too far out wide, trying to play it safe. That you don't want to wind up into the woods early. So they both get nervous and kind of play their shot out just a little too wide. So they'll have long, but they're both either pin high or a little bit farther. And then Shannon playing it smart, keeping it out into the field. Don't want to get anywhere near those trees because there's nothing to do from there. So the basket is, so she actually pitched up, but she went a little long. There we go. And Eric's throwing up his up shot. She's throwing, and she gets caught into that bush on the right, and that's a scary place to be. Then Alex makes a run at it, and then here's where mine lands. So that's kind of what you want to do more so, if you're going for it at least. It is smart to play out into the middle of the field if you are worried about going early, because going early is never good.
Birdie.
So everybody else will be tapping in their pars as Shannon works her way through this really dense bush. This is one of my favorite holes, though, out here. It's just fun to unleash a little bit on something, put a lot of hyzer on it and just throw it really hard and let it kind of fade into this basket protected green area.
Middle finger go here. Does my foot go here? How do I look this way? What do I? You're a thinker. You wouldn't know that by looking at me. Yeah. Nothing's going through my mind. Just a hamster. Right.
Hole 15, wide open shot there, up on the hills,
kind of guarded basket. Can't really see the basket, but it's up that hill. It's pretty short, only about like what, 220 or so. It was uphill, so.
Also a great line up above in those openings in the tree.
Who does that?
At Alex.
Who does that?
At Jackson.
This is a hole I really enjoy because we don't have a lot of elevation, so this little bit of hill is always fun to practice on.
Shot.
I threw a day and skipped it up there. Got caught by a late guardian tree, but it'll be still within
Stable
circle,
enough?
easy putt.
Oh.
Eric throws up a shot. He's a little bit to the left of where the basket would be, and then Alex is going over everything. He fades out pretty hard, but he gets a great little roll back towards the basket. He'll just have a couple guardian trees in his way. And then Shannon unleashes a pretty decent drive, gets around those first set of trees, so she'll have an easy up shot. If, again, there's just these few guardian trees, but she smokes right into one. They're not easy to do. Eric with a great putt. It was a little bit obstructed, had to keep it tight. And then, yeah, there's that Cajun bogey band combo from Alex and Shannon. And then there's my easy tap in birdie. So that's 4 in a row. Feeling really good at the moment here, catching up to Eric, and everybody else is kind of finishing up the hole. Hole 16. You got a couple of gaps. You got this one over here. You got that one right there. Basket's down there, downhill to the left on a lower basket. So you gotta get close. I hate putting on this lower basket. It's one little foo forehand play. I'm throwing my Phoenix line foo here. This shot used to just all kinds of tears. I could never always make this gap. I still pull it a little bit to the left with the headwind, and so but it did fight through, so I'll have a easy up for the par. Eric throws a long shot, but he fades out. And then this is what happens a ton on these holes. These trees catch so many discs and just deflect them into not great spots. And Shannon, I can't remember what Shannon does here. Shannon's going to throw, I think that's her Avenger SS, that she just throws a lot. Yep, she catches a tree as well. So now you have to make she had a decent spot, but she had to still make a lot of guardians in the way. And this basket is low, so I like to be really close. I can't stand putting on low baskets, it just stresses me out. So here's my long birdie attempt, and it wasn't even an attempt. It just fell straight out of my hand. We have Eric for his birdie. And Eric putts with the Glow Z-Line roaches. And he was just a little bit off to the left. So we're staying
almost
tied going into hole 17. And it feels great. After coming back, I am real excited to be in this spot. So we got 2 holes left.
Can you edit this? I want to pick the song for like all my Chow Street Bell hits. Like never gonna get it.
Because I'm never going to get it. All right, 17, 200 feet through this small hallway and then fades out to the left. We'll go hammer. So it's not a long shot, but you can see it's really tight. It's tight a whole way up there, so you guys got a good shot that fades a little bit at the end. Throwing my hammer. But again, just like it was all day, I pulled it a little too far right and I hit an early tree. Bounced into a terrible spot, but there's still an opening. Eric's going to go forehand with his lefty self, and he throws, it was a little high and inside, I guess outside for him, but it wasn't terrible. He had some good ground and all that play, so he'll have it up there. Alex does my mistake, pulls it to the right, so he was in a worse spot than I was. That we'll see. And then Shannon, she goes early and she winds up in another not so good spot. So 3 of us completely butcher this whole drive. And then I have an easy shot to lay up, but I have no idea what I just did. I just let go early. I gave it no anhyzer. I was trying to do like anhyzer a little bit down the tunnel and have it fade at the basket. Everybody else is just kind of working our way up. And then Eric with his birdie putt, which he sinks. There's a 2-stroke swing. Not what I was looking for at all. I tried to save the par, but I was a little high. At least I committed to it. Didn't go short. That's the main thing. There's Alex tapping in and Shannon tapping in as well. So last hole, and I'm down to devastating.
And stay out of the
18 is really far that way.
There it is.
That's all I got. Par 4. Through the gap, round the fence,
For novices
up the hill.
are 16.
Minimum.
I think I got it in 8 last time.
So I need this to be a bad drive, but per usual, Eric smokes one out. He's a little pinched up on that fence. You want to be a little bit
Seen
more
worse.
left there to be ideal. So I'm trying to, make up for that. Instead, I chop it straight down into the ground because this hole stresses me out. And I didn't want to go OB, so I was trying to keep it low, which I succeeded, I suppose. Everybody else gets caught up early. So I'm throwing my Dragon B here, and I'm playing this Anheuser skip, which I do really well. I'm very happy with that result. It's exactly what I was hoping for. Just something to get a nice little turn on the ground, stay low, stay out of the wind, stay in bounce, and just get more distance in the middle of the fairway. Alex, with nothing left to lose, just throws one up and over, trying to go up there for the birdie. Comes really close, but he gets blocked by the fence there. He's just going to throw again anyways. He just takes his drop, says, screw it, whatever. This time he does clear it, but he threw something more overstable, so he landed a little early. So here we go. Here's a break I need because Eric just threw it deep into the woods. And I deliver with my Who a great shot. Yeah, that's my Who. It's my Phoenix Line Who. Deliver a great Spy-Kaiser. We'll find out. It went a little long, but it was okay. I feel confident with that shot. Shannon gets down near to the end of the bushes. Cool. Now, Eric, we don't really know what happens from here because he just went left. We're not going to be able to see his approach from there. I do think he delivered a decent shot. Alex still working his way up. Wasn't able to get enough turn on that shot, so he stays near the end of the hill. And here's Shannon for her par. So she has a pretty easy putt for bogey, which is fantastic on this hole because this is the toughest hole in Charleston. It says by a lot of people. So I believe this is for Eric's par, I believe. Maybe even bogey. I can't remember exactly, but the final score at the end will be correct. Eric thinking this is always the windiest spot in Charleston too. So he goes over and goes to the bottom of the hill. So here we go. That was good for me, but I still need some more help. Kind of like that. That really helped. So I still have a long putt to make, which I don't, which that would have sealed the win. So now I need Eric to miss again.
I know. Couldn't help
Just so that way, I think if he misses, we get a tie. And he does. Perfect. And another terrible roll away. Eric just collapsing on this final 18.
After all that.
And there we go. He taps in, which I believe is a 9. And then I tap in a bogey. So 3 strokes, swing on the last hole. I get the W by 1 stroke. We had a lot of fun. Everybody else is finishing up.
Was that a
This was a
bogey?
lot of fun. Thank you for watching. This is Naval Weapons Station in Charleston, South Carolina. Check this course out. It's really fun.